Welcome to Video 1 in the Get Started series. This 4-part series is designed to help you attain the knowledge, skills, and tips to transition your teaching to effective online learning. In this video, we will cover the first steps in defining the learning outcomes of your online course and how to identify, source, and organize your content to ensure your course is engaging and effective. Learning outcomes. When planning your online course, it's helpful to start with the end in mind by implementing a backwards design. Think about what knowledge and skills you want the students to attain by the end of the course or class. Begin by defining your learning outcomes. A learning outcome should start with a verb, for example, to identify, describe, or design. Make a list of 3 to 5 outcomes for the overall course. They should be clear, succinct, attainable, and measurable. These outcomes will serve as a guide and help structure the content delivery and evaluation for the rest of the course. Once you have the course outcomes defined, you can move on to creating 2 to 3 learning outcomes for each of your course's classes or sessions. Each session or class's learning outcomes should contribute to the overall course outcomes. By the end of this planning exercise, you should have a document which lists the overall course outcomes and each week's respective learning outcomes, ultimately leaving you with a roadmap for the structure of the entire course and its sessions. In online learning, it's essential that both you and your students have a clear understanding of the structure, expectations, and flow of the course. Taking time to plan it out increases student satisfaction and autonomy. It will also save you time by decreasing the number of questions and emails you receive from students. Organizing content for effective online delivery. It's now time to think about the content that will need to be covered in each class. The content is the what learners need to know to attain the learning outcomes that you defined. First, identify the content that needs to be included. Pull words or phrases from your learning outcomes as headings to organize the overview of your content into a slide deck or document. For example, if one of your learning outcomes is to identify the 10 most populous countries in the world, your content heading might be World Populations and Demographics. This design strategy will help ensure that you have content covering each of your learning outcomes. To effectively organize content for online delivery, it is essential to present the content in an organized, clear, and engaging manner. Summarizing your session's content, or chunking, is a strategy of breaking up content into shorter, digestible pieces. Keep in mind, 3 short paragraphs are easier to read than 1 long paragraph. When summarizing your content, ask yourself, did I include enough content related to each of the learning outcomes? Did I include enough detail? Did I include too much detail? Would a link to further reading be good practice instead of overwhelming the learner with too much information? Create a content summary that can be presented in a slide deck or Word document. The summary should be written in a user-friendly style and address what students need to know to attain the learning outcomes. In the next video, we will discuss the how of content delivery so that it is engaging and interactive. We will also touch on how to use readings and resources to supplement the content summary in order to provide learners with the depth and breadth needed to attain the learning outcomes. So, to recap, when designing your course, start by, first, defining the course learning outcomes. Second, define the class learning outcomes, each of which should be related to a course outcome. And third, create a summary of the content students need in order to attain the learning outcomes. Designing effective e-learning is time-consuming. We feel your pain. Once the course is designed, however, you can scale, reuse, and repurpose it, and as an instructor, you'll be rewarded with more convenience and flexibility in your teaching.